trapped in an eternity of vapid space. Doomed to wander the galaxy. Broadcasting their nonsense to the void. This is StarCast.
Hi, my name is Chris Roberts, and welcome to StarCast.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Geek Domo. We're
Yo.
What happened?
nothing. Nothing at all.
Oh, well. Hi, everybody. Welcome to StarCast. Tonight we have a special guest, GioGetMoney.
Salute. What's going on, people?
How you doing, Gio?
Good, hanging in there, man.
Doing good. And we have a regular Mr. Trendane. Yeah. And then Clifford, a.k.a. Miku.
Hello.
Hello, Clifford. Sorry, I got this stuff going in the background. So, Gio. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're doing on the with StarCast, Star Citizen and shit.
Well, pretty much. Pretty much.
Sorry,
I'm just. Oh, my bad. I'm just a YouTuber who likes to do Star Citizen vids and put Star Citizen more on the map than what it already is. I'm a heavy supporter of it. I like the way they develop the game, and I think more games need to be developed like it. And a lot of people don't have the facts straight with the game, so I like putting them in check sometimes here and there.
Right. So we brought you on the show tonight because you did a show. I did a video called, which I'm showing on the screen right now. Star Citizen's the worst fail or something? How does it go?
Most likely biggest flop.
Most likely biggest flop. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about what's going on.
Almost didn't watch it. I almost didn't watch
me too.
it.
Clifford put it in, and I said, oh, I don't want to watch this. It's probably gonna be some guy ragging on the fucking game again. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about all these people ragging on the game and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people thought that.
Well, and what brought me to it was as I was watching one of the Star Citizen videos, and it popped up as the next one in the play roll on Twitch. So I was like, oh, what's this? I haven't seen this one before, and I watched it, and because I didn't even pay attention to the title, just anything Star Citizen, I watch it, and that's when after I got done with it, I was like, oh no, I've got to watch this shit.
So the basis of your argument is that, yeah, and I made a very similar kind of argument back for the Guild Wars 2, that people that are complaining about this game are saying that it's you're spending way too much money because you're spending $100 on a ship, and I said the same thing with Guild Wars 2, was that it was free to play, and people were like, but you could buy stuff in the cash shop and you'll spend some money on it. You'll spend before you know it, you'll spend $25-$30 on this game, and it's supposed to be free.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, with World of Warcraft, you've been playing World of Warcraft for all these years, and you probably spent, I did a whole math thing with the calculator and everything, and you've probably spent $3,000 so far on World of Warcraft, and you're complaining about a game that I've spent $100 on here.
Yeah, that's true. That's how it usually goes. Like even with some of these other games with special editions, a lot of these people, like the Titanfall special edition was $250. I heard no one say shit about that. They got new Borderlands, like the whole collection. It comes with the robot too, but it's like $400. No one says a word about that, but everyone wants to come at Star Citizen, the big dog, with all its success. So that's what just pisses me off about it. And a lot of people don't have their facts straight. It's only a certain amount of people that are spending like $350 and more. Like
the guy on the right over there.
Like most of the guys really on who, like half the game, they said most of the people got the cheaper packages. I think actually a little more than half, I think they said on one of the Around the Verses, I think, or Temper the Chairman, I forgot which one, but Chris Roberts was talking about that. So it's just a lot of people just don't have their facts right.
I love how you called out Brendan Drain, who is a longtime Eve fanboy, for ragging on Star Citizen. It was,
that was
good
awesome.
catch. Good catch.
Yeah, man. It's just ridiculous. And then a lot of people are saying, well, you could pay for in-game, get the subscription in-game, but how much grinding do you have to do for that? Like, I know for me, I work 40 plus hours a week. I don't have that type of time to grind the game to get in-game cash. I'd probably have a subscription. And I know a game that lasts for over 10 plus years doesn't last off in-game currency. So somebody's behind the damn subscription.
Yeah, so that's the deal, because, and we made this argument here before, saying that, right now Star Citizen's, what are we up to, 69 million? What are we at?
We are
71.
71. Geez, I haven't looked in a couple of
71,491.
All right, so we're at $71 million. And people going, oh my God, that's a shitload of money. Well, yeah, it's a shitload of money for you to go home and buy groceries with, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a lot of money that you can just, like, he's not going to be taking that money and going and buying an island in the Bahamas or anything like that anytime soon.
What the hell are your groceries made out of?
Gold groceries. I get gold leaf in most of my stuff.
I guess.
And saffron. I take baths in saffron. So,
the only time I've gotten anything gold leaf is Gold Slogger when I drink that.
you got to stop that. It's bad for you. Anyway, the fact is that even at 71 million, it's still not a lot of money for a AAA.
No, it's not.
And what's good is that Gio points that out when he shows how much these other games have spent way before Star Citizen. And people just sometimes don't research and don't comprehend. It does take a lot of money, but, and like you said in the video, a lot of it's bloated with marketing and other stuff, but, we don't know that because, they haven't really broken it out. They never do.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
They just said, we spent this amount of money on making this game. Well, how much of that really did you spend on making the game, and how much is bloated with marketing and, promo and getting on, no telling how much Blizzard has spent, when they had all them, World of Warcraft commercials with like Chuck Norris and Mr. T.
What about all their cinematics? They're all epic. They're like little mini movies, and those things aren't cheap.
No, they're not. Not at all.
So I guess the point is that people that are just like hating on Star Citizen have to like back off a little bit because they don't have all their facts straight. But and that's what you say in your video over and over again. I think people need to like just take a chill and educate themselves. You can't blame them though, because I've said this before in other things, that people only can pigeonhole so much stuff. It's just, you don't know everything about everything. You can't possibly, your brain can't remember every single minutia fact about something. So when somebody comes across Star Citizen, they don't know anything about it, they're going to rely on other people to sort of like digest it for them. They're pre-chewing the food, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I get this. It's a game about space. Okay, cool. Oh, it costs that much to buy a ship? $5,000 to buy a ship? Oh, fuck that. It's pay to win. I ain't gonna do it, right?
Wouldn't even know.
And they don't take the time to learn it. And I think that's why it's great that you're out there sort of helping to educate people, because that's the issue right there.
Yeah, that was the whole really point of the video. I just wanted to get that information out, because if it takes my video just to post it somewhere to shut some haters down, so be it. Instead of you got to type out all that bullshit, try to explain it to them. Just, hey, if I got to absorb the hate, let it be. As long as the message gets out, which it is, that's all that mattered to me.
Awesome. All right, well, most of us here in the audience are supporters anyway, so we're kind of preaching to the crowd right now, or to the choir. But yeah, I'm hoping that through time the misinformation will spread, and if not, the sweet day will come at some point. The oh so sweet day, where we will sit back and be like, "I told you so," right?
Yeah. So even though there is some people, I keep hearing this, where everyone keeps telling me, well, the first guy had a bit of a point, wham. Well, the dude point out the obvious. Not everyone, he said not everyone's going to be happy with a certain feature or something that they're looking forward to. Let's be honest. Every game I played, there was something I didn't like. Nothing's perfect in this world at all. So I don't understand how him bringing up the obvious was a point. I wasn't looking forward to the racing. That was one of the expectations, and I ended up liking it. You know what I'm saying? All I'm worried about is the flight mechanics and the exploration and the FPS module. Everything else I don't really care about. And these people are calculating everyone's wallets and expectations and don't know what they're doing. So it just needs to stop. Like, why are you guys worried about everyone's expectations? Just worry about your game and let us worry about us, Exactly.
But we do have to kind of keep ourselves in check a little bit. If we start going completely so fanboyish to the point where we were like, oh my god, when we get in, it's going to give us a virtual blowjob, and then then we're going to have like free heroin. It's just like we have to kind of roll back our expectations. It's going to be a fun game, obviously, and it's going to be beautiful. And watching the panel just a video a little bit ago, things they're talking about are just like, wow, that's amazing. The level of detail that they're talking about just from the AI alone, it's mind blowing, right? So
and the bars and the warp zones or whatever, warp holes, everything looks awesome.
Yep. So I think that's going to help reel it in, to make it more beautiful and everything. But we do have to kind of slow our roll a little bit when it comes to the expectations. And if we do, then I think we'll be happy.
Well, if they end up having a ship with blue pigtails on it, then I'm sold. I don't care. It could be shit. It could be crap.
Speaking of which, they did talk about the customization not only of the characters but of also the ships, and they're working on that. You want to go in to start. By the way, everybody in the audience, if you have any questions, please put them in the word in brackets. Put them in brackets. Say question, the word question in brackets, and then I think it's Trendane's going to grab them up tonight, put them in chat.
Oh, it's grabbing them.
Yeah, and then he'll be answering the questions later on. We're all going to answer them, but
hey, we're all answering them. I'm not doing that by
right, but
myself.
he's going to read the question and then we'll answer. He'll read it in his best voice ever.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Because much like various elements of the game, some people like one thing, some people like the other.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's go ahead and ask that. So let's start talking about the panels from PAX South.
I thought the wood paneling was beautiful.
It was excellent.
Reminded me very much of growing up in the 70s. The Aztec, motif was a little odd. Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean the panel? Sorry.
Twitch is twitching out right now. By the way, if you guys are having drop frames, blame Twitch.
Actually, this is, you talk about the theater. Okay, when I first went there, it was we showed up there early because we were volunteer staff, and the theater outside looked like shit. But you walk inside, it looks very nice. I was like surprised when I walked in the theater. It's like, holy crap, this actually looks like a very nice theater. Because they had the look like kind of the Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom with the glowing eyes and everything. So it was really a well done theater inside and out, and the staff was very, very nice and very accommodating to SIG. So really, actually, I wouldn't mind having it there again. It was a very pleasurable experience.
Can you give us? Oh, hold on. Let's go back to this. So, what were your thoughts of that whole deal? I mean, you were right there. You watched it. You actually transmitted it out, and WTFosaurus played it on his channel, right?
Yeah. Well, Squirrel, had his set up there and was being able to do what he can to stream it out.
He was putting it out on Uplay, and then WTF was restreaming it, I think.
But being there was my first time actually being there in person at one of the Star Citizen events because of work constraints. But it was the most epic experience I've had in a long, long time, where I was finally felt I was in a place where I belonged. You know what I mean? It's like when you walk there, it was like-minded individuals. The James Pugh is just fun to be around. He's a good guy, even though he's sweating bullets and running his ass off on getting everything ready. Kudos to him, because he really stepped up and helped out a lot, because Ben showed up, about, I guess, 10 or 15 minutes later. So it was basically James was, humping, getting it, and getting everything together and going.
And Dane, Cyberwolf has arrived.
I see that. Sorry, I was distracted by James humping.
Yeah, about the let me ask you something. Speaking of humping, did you get Chris Roberts' DNA, Clifford? That's the mission that you went there for.
Well, there might be there might be some teardrops on the stuff that he signed for me.
Teardrops? Were you crying or was he crying?
No, he was. He was tearing up.
Are you serious? Were you like? Tell us. Okay, go ahead. Tell us the story. We need the story now.
Okay, first of all, when I approached him, luckily I was the last one before he had to go on to the next panel, and so because it was the kind of the intermission before the second half, of which some people just purchased the tickets for the second half. So he was out there, greeting everybody. We were sitting there in line, and I get up there with my duffel bag full of every game he's made, and I said, "Hey, Mr. Chris Roberts, I'm Clifford, aka Miku from StarCast, and I've been following you ever since I was a little kid. And I reached out, he's like, well, this is a first. He said, this is a first. He said, you go to greet somebody, you don't shake my head, you start reaching out. Well, I want to show you something. And then I started bringing out these games. He said, oh my God. He said, are you serious? And even the two, because he had one guy that was watching his time, you know, because he was getting everybody a certain amount of time.
Right.
And then there was the other guy, like, just his eyes just like got big as saucers as I was, you know, and I didn't know they were taking pictures of me, you know, stacking them out. And then all of a sudden, I said, this isn't everything, because I, you know, brought out the usuals. You know, he's seen time and time again, you know, his Wing Commander series, Freelancer, Star Lancer, and all that stuff, and Strike Command. It was when I brought out the 3 games that he made in the UK, was when he was like, "Are you serious, Clifford?" And I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "No." He said, I'm tearing up. This is the first time I've seen." He said, "One of those games I think I have in storage, but the other 2 I don't have."
Oh, you should have given it to him.
You know, and it was, and if anybody's never, I can't, it was hard enough for me to get these games. It was these 3 games right here. Wizardor was, you know, because in his little, at the BAFTA presentation, you know how he talked about Killer Kong was his very first one, but it wasn't his mainstream one in the UK. Wizardor was his first one, his first big hit. And then came Match Day, and then came Striker's Run. And when he saw those, he was like...
What systems are those, by the way?
BBC Micro.
You have one?
Yes, I actually do. It's in storage.
Okay.
That takes the cassette tapes, and you have to hook it up to your television, and it plays the cassette tapes, and you have like a separate big, massive keyboard.
I remember those.
Yeah, and you play the game, and... you know, he signed everything. He took pictures. He said, you know, and and we were talking about, you know, he said, this is why I love coming to these events, is meeting people like you that really know what I'm about, know who I am. You know, and as I said, you know, it's like people know you for Wing Commander, but they don't know you for like Times of Lore, or they don't know you for Bad Blood. Some of his original. These are his original games he made in the U.S. These are his first 2.
Yeah.
And you know, that's how long I've known him, for so long, and I knew when I was approaching him, my heart was racing, because I don't care, you know, WTF. When I was talking to him on Skype, he was like, you know, I know you were going fanboyism. And I said, why not? He is the first person I've been wanting to meet my whole life, and just to meet him, and he has a charisma about him that you know he's genuine.
Oh, yeah,
you actually
absolutely.
talk to him, and he's real passionate. And after talking to him, and then being backstage in the green room with Ben Lesnick, with James, with Mark Skelton, with what was his name? Todd? Is it Todd?
Tony.
Or Tony? Yeah, with Tony.
You know.
Tony and
Don't
So, you know,
and talking with them. And they were just, you know, telling me all that they've been working on and everything, and when I even told Chris how much I have spent. He said, "You don't have to prove it to me, son. Just seeing those proves to me you're one of the more passionate ones about
You're
what
scaring me."
Yeah, that's what I said. But when I told Mark Skelton of, you know, how much I contribute, he said, "Man, thank you. You paid for my salary for an entire year, pretty muchly." Yeah. And I know
you paid for the gold shirt.
Yeah, you know, definitely. But they were all really genuine. I mean, even after every panel, they get down there, shake your hands, talk to you, everybody group around them. And it was just, to me, that event, even though I'm going to be going to helping them on the South by Southwest, this event to me seemed more genuine, because it didn't have all the lights, and it had the cameras pre-recording everything, but it was more down to earth, it seemed like. Like you were talking to an average Joe on the street, but in game development, you know. And I came back with it with a new resound. Like, now I'm just even more passionate about, I want to get as many people into this game as possible and push it as far as we can go, because I know at the end of the day, it will meet somebody's expectations. Any facet of the game will meet somebody's expectations.
True. Yeah, that's what I was saying. A lot of people's expectations are going to get met, and I like that you got to meet Christ Roberts himself. I'm real jealous.
Still didn't get the DNA.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous. You got to meet everyone. Hopefully, I get the chance to go to one of those shows. But that's awesome that you got all those. I didn't know he made all those other games. To be honest, you just put me up on some new stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, where do you live at, Gio?
I live in Chicago.
Well, that's not too bad. You could almost make PAX East.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try it. So I was actually thinking about next time they have the Citizen Con. I think they said they're going to have it in UK. I got some buddies that live out there. I may take a flight out there. I know I have to see how much everything would be, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
We know definitely a certain bod will probably be going.
Absolutely.
Which would be cool.
Bod's in the audience tonight anyway. Hey, Bod.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of glad that they're actually changing up, where the CitizenCon is held, so everybody gets an opportunity to feel that Star Citizen star power, I guess you could say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, even more so just seeing their efforts of getting a Germany up and going and taking on the Crytek engine with full force on what they can do. I think this year will be the most content we've seen in a long time pushed out by them. I think they're fixing to wide open on us.
Well, it also helps with looking at it from the game development perspective that they are now to a point where they've got their tools to make that content more or less in place and in play. So they're going to be able to crank out things a lot faster than they have before. Because they're having to build brand new tools for a lot of this.
Yeah.
That is true.
But other than that, I mean, getting lots of pictures with them and getting all their signatures. I mean, they seemed very happy to see that we brought posters for them to sign to give back to them. Which a lot of people saw around the verse that Star Citizen PAX South was something we did up for them for everybody there to sign. So that every year we would like to do something like that for them, just to show, hey, we want to give back to y'all because y'all are making something other than just giving you money. That we're real passionate about what y'all doing. Y'all are building something that we want to see happen, and y'all, being on the forefront of giving us as much as y'all can without spoiling too much. And helping the development is just, I think it's going to pave the way on the new way of doing games in general.
And that is what's needed too, by the way.
Yeah.
Because, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, when I think it'll happen when the game is complete. It will never be complete, but when it comes out and it's successful. That's when all these big names like EA are going to start taking a hard look at their own development, probably.
Yeah, I hope so, because like I said, I made a part 2 to that flop video. And the thing I said is, like, Star Citizen for a lot of us is more than just a game. Like, this is a movement of how games get made. I like how pretty much since I followed the game since last year in January, every week there's videos and updates of what's going on, what's getting made, what's getting fixed. And I love everything about it. Everything's behind the curtains, even though they save some stuff for us for a surprise. But everything's out in front where we can see what's going on in the alpha and betas and see what they're fixing. And I love that.
Well, they're being very, very open with it, by all means. Or Trendane.
What?
Your hat's fine.
No.
Don't listen to internet peoples. No.
My hat's better. Aha.
Your hat is
you
better.
are an internet person, Domo, and I'm supposed to listen to you.
Oh yeah, no.
See how it is.
What are those on your shirt, by the way?
These?
Mm-hmm.
Nipples.
They're rabbits.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a rabbit eating a carrot, and a rabbit eating a carrot, and a rabbit eating carrot cake, and this rabbit's kind of like, kind of arching an eyebrow at this rabbit, and this rabbit is saying, "It's got carrots."
Boba Fett wants to kill your rabbits.
Boba Fett has excellent taste in meat. Rabbit is delicious.
So
I agree. My dad's a hunter. I had it before.
So what else do you?
Dove pitch is muddy tasting. I don't like it.
All right, so let's talk about some of the stuff they showed on the panel. Well, the first thing.
Okay.
First thing I want to talk about is the new pod. What was it called? It's
Pod 699.
No, different pod. No, it's Pod 699. Shit, I can't remember the name of the pod. SimPod.
Yeah, SimPod. Yep.
Yeah. So what it's going to do is
SimPod noticed me. Exactly, Clifford. Exactly.
SimPod noticed me. It's going to be kind of like a gateway to you won't have to go into a ship before you climb up into a ship before you go into the Arena Commander. So I'm trying to find is this it?
It'll basically be an arcade center.
I know Sandy had a picture of the different ones they're doing on her Facebook page.
Yeah. So I'm looking on Facebook real quick to find it.
Yeah, and I can see where they're going with it because it does look it takes you out of the realism or being plugged into the game when you're just having to press escape to get into a game or having to sit, you being able to interact with the object within the universe and, go and interact with it, get into the seat, and then it does this I'm thinking maybe like a honeycomb effect around you where everything warps out and then all of a sudden you're in virtual reality. I think it's going to add a very, very good touch to the Arena Commander experience. At least you going into the game.
We've talked about this time and time again on this show that the whole going into your hangar every single time just so you can go into Arena Commander is sort of a crappy solution because you're having to load up 3 or 4 times into something. This doesn't fix that problem though, because you're still having to go into the hangar, then you open this up and you sit inside of it. So it replaces you having to climb into a ship. It does actually feel more virtual reality like, but you still have to load the hangar, which is a huge loading thing. Whereas if you wanted to just jump in and go to Arena Commander, you're not able to bypass the loading of the hangar up.
But I can understand though why they did that demo was because the future of the persistent universe, that's where you're going to end up is your hangar. You're going to first walk into your hangar. Either you're going to go into virtual reality or go out to your ship and fly out or go out to the landing pad where the bigger ship would be or take your shuttle up to your Idris or whatever to fly out or to go to the stores in the elevator that they said they're going to put in. I can see why it's there. But in turn, why it's in early development, I could see why, you would want maybe where, the Star Citizen comes up and you hit play, well, they give you option play Arena Commander or play to your hangar. Mm-hmm. They could do that. They could add a button, go to your hangar or play Arena Commander. But I can see why you have to go to your hangar because it makes sense if you're, choosing your options. But they could do that in maybe a user interface in front of you before you load out, showing the ship in front of you and you scroll through and it's just, just in front of you basically and you just pick your ship, pick your weapons and go. They could do that, but since they've already built it out this way because they know they didn't want to, okay, we built all this stuff, but then and eventually we're just going to throw it away because in a PU it's not going to be needed because you're going to go into your hangar. There's a pod if you want that or go out to the verse. So I can see why they keep it that way, even though people might not like it. Unfortunately,
what are your thoughts, Trindade?
Well, for one, Alex Vaughn's simulacrum death egg is really hysterical to me. That's what I was laughing about, and it just reminds me of a suicide booth.
Yeah, just right. Going,
how would you like to die? Just, doors closed. You just hear her scream like this.
It's only 1 quarter.
This putty pours out, Now, one of the things that, as someone who narrates the lore, one of the things that bothers me is I think it's in the narration for original system. Well, not in the narration. It is in the narration, but in the article or in the Galactic Guide entry for original systems, it specifically mentions that the only computers that were capable of being fast enough and powerful enough to run Arena Commander is the computer that's inside your starship, which is why you have to play it from within your ship.
Oh, I see.
So that means that they're going to have to. There are several aspects of the lore that they're going to have to go back and change, or they're going to have to just say screw it and let it go. But as someone who narrates the lore, I don't like that idea, because it's now I've narrated something that's no longer correct. It's like I just did one thing where I was talking about the Idris, and it's still listed as a corvette in the Galactic Guide entry, so it's going to have to be changed to be a frigate. And I almost changed it when I did the narration, but I was like, yeah, that's not what it says. So I still went with what it says, and sorry.
Sorry.
Spiraling out of control.
Still good.
That is one of my biggest concerns. I agree that they should do it much like, and I think we mentioned this last week with Elite Dangerous. How when the loader pops up, you have the option to choose going to the training missions or going into the game itself.
Yeah,
and they could do the same thing with Arena Commander. It's
right.
the sincerest form of flattery. Go ahead and copy what they do.
Or make it a better interface or something, you know. But stop loading into the whole hangar every time we want to go play Arena Commander or something.
Oh gosh, heaven forbid you mention Elite and Star Citizen in the same sentence. Oh,
we all play it. It's okay.
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah,
I just backed what's the other game, Into the Stars too. I like the way that game looks. I just backed that too.
Don't tell Clifford. He'll probably buy it.
Oh, it looks nice. You should.
Into the Stars? I don't even know if I know that one.
Into the Stars. Yeah, it's some people from DICE. They left. I guess they left DICE to form this game up, and the Kickstarter is still going on. We actually passed the pledge goal, so I think it was like 85,000. I think they're at like 90-something thousand now. Looks good though. Should look at the trailer for it.
I'm still in favorite. Also, I've been following Limit Theory heavily.
Limit Theory?
Yeah, it's a single guy doing this. Limit Theory. It's on YouTube. Just look up Limit Theory. He's taking his time. It's going to be a good game, and he's all doing it by himself. And he is awesome with his UI and everything.
Oh wow!
I'm checking it out right now.
Does he have a Kickstarter?
He did. He closed it out. There's only a certain amount of people that are testing it for him, but he's doing it because he said what I loved about this guy is he limited it because he said that I don't want y'all to think that I'm doing it for the money. We set that goal for that set amount. That's what I'm going to work with until the end.
What did he set it at?
I closed it. I don't know. You have to look at the deal because he said it.
$75.
$1.20. 3-fitter. I need about 3-fitter.
3-fitter. 3-fitter. But yeah, Limit Theory is going to be a good game, I think.
It looks a little bit like it's kind of got that red hue from No Man's Sky almost. Like,
yeah, it's just another flavor of. I'm just loving it that it seems like ever since Elite and Star Citizen, the Sims are back.
Yeah,
we're back.
Yeah,
the gates have opened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know in the '90s, man, I used to play, like I said, all the Star Wars, the TIE Fighters, Colony Wars. I don't know if you could throw Rogue Squadron in there, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, but I used to play all those spaceship games. I'm glad they're coming back.
Well, the thing is also they tend to move in waves like that. I mean, we have a huge thing of SimCity-ish games. We had all the roguelikes for a while. Now
Call of
we've got,
Duty.
The zombie games, Call of Duty.
God.
Yeah, those kind of run around first-person shooter games. Yeah.
Now the Star Simulators are coming in. So.
Yeah.
I don't know if you look at FPS games, but they had a nice long run. I mean, what kind of like late 90s, kind of till now they're kind of just like evolutionized.
Okay. What do you want to do next, Mo? What's after the pod? Do you want to know about?
Go ahead, just grab the topic. We'll talk about it.
Okay. Well, let's see here. They finally started. Well, they started digging deeper into their character models, what they've been doing, and man, that was so interesting. I mean, just hearing the details of like the muscles. They're trying to, because that's what they were commenting, the Rubber Man that they showed dancing. But they're but they're adding in all the individual muscles and everything, and that Mark Skelton was a big eye opener into the vision of what they're shooting for, as far as the customization, as far as like there is going to be a max and a min on as far as like the size of your character can go, because he's got to be able to fit in the seats, and he talked about the movements being more like and working with getting their face rig better as far as doing the mocap and everything, that they're actually want to, because they're taking their cues from Rise and taking it to the next level as far as like the actual expressions, because of how Chris Roberts is wanting the interaction between the NPCs is to be like, you not having to say anything, you can see a gesture on their face and know that, hey, you stink, or you smell, or do I know you, and they don't have to say a word. They're trying to make it feel more alive. with the interactions. And then, of course, they talked about the customization. Like, people wanted to know, well, can you have jewelry? Well, yeah, Mark's telling us, yeah, we're going to have
Yeah, because
jewelry.
that's coming straight from their deal with that other studio that was the game that they made, where you can have multiple layers of
Kingdoms Come. Yeah,
Kingdoms Come Deliverance. Yeah.
I support that game too.
Yeah, me too. That's a good game. So yeah, that's where that's coming from, is that layered system. But they didn't really kind of mention that. They didn't. Mark was more like, we're working on making this work, and he's like, well, you kind of got that system from the Kingdom Come.
Yeah, and when he was talking about like the clothing and what else did he discuss? The hair. Okay, the hair. Big thing was talking about the hair. Mm-hmm. That they're trying to. They're looking at the new. What was the
spline?
Sequel? Yeah, spline effect for the hair.
No tress effects.
Now, I prefer my hairstyle. Okay, and people probably laugh. I prefer like the new Final Fantasy hairstyles. The way it just looks so real when they do when you see the cutscenes in their characters. I love how they do the hair in there. It looks so real, and it's good. Mm-hmm. I mean, if anybody's seen Final Fantasy 7 Advent Children, that kind of hairstyle look more real, and even the characters, the newer ones that they have that hairstyle. If they can get that down and even make it better, hey, I'm all for that. Mm-hmm. Now they did say about like you'll be able to adjust your noses and your facial features. They'll have a bunch of people scanned in and be able to mix and match your characters as much as possible, and also. Tattoos. They did mention tattoos, and then that's when they made the comment about the tramp stamp. Mm-hmm. But that led into the segue of customizing your ship. That eventually you'll be able to do tags on your ship, painters on your ship, and even to the extent eventually customizing it yourself, creating your own custom paint job. Which I know that's going to be their last thing on the list.
After seeing what you did in Euro Truck Sim.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm really excited about that, but I'm worried about the whole, somebody putting a big penis on the side of their ship or something like that.
And I'm pretty sure they'll regulate that. I'm pretty sure.
How?
Well, just like anything.
They're gonna have to prove every single ship change. That means, like, Clifford, how many ships do you have?
Let me bring up my list.
Okay, you can't remember offhand. That's too many.
It's too many.
I'm sorry.
No, but I'm just saying. So imagine
it's too many for you.
Yeah,
Cliff, you sound worse than me.
Yeah.
It's indicative that there's too many ships for them to police.
87.
See?
Okay, so you've got 87 by yourself. Okay, so most people, let's just say they have around 5 ships. Mm-hmm. Of all the people with all those 5 ships, then they have to then figure. And every day, what if I don't like it pink? Maybe I want to make it orange. You got to send it in, and they're gonna have to somehow, approve it.
No, I know how this is. Okay, they can also do it in this way. You can customize your ship in a painter scheme, but it's what you see, not what the other player sees.
Oh, you're thinking of doing it like that? Then that kind of takes away.
Well, I know, but they could do it like that. Like if you're going to do your own special painter, you can do it, but you're the only one that's going to see it.
Yes, there were boobies up there just a minute ago, guys. I was showing the Infinite Realities video clip that I made for Star Citizen back when they broke the stretch goal.
But that's me totally guessing. That's not, I'm pretty sure they'll have maybe approval process if you're wanting like a certain little logo on it. Now, paint jobs, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're okay with, they'll probably put limits to that. I don't know. They'll probably have their own little sliders and stuff. You could just do, paint jobs within their constraints. But as far as like logos and special emblems, you could probably submit that and they'll probably send you back in a couple of weeks. Hey, you can use that emblem on your ship.
For example, someone might have a giant vagina on the back of their 890 jump.
Or on the front, which it sort of looks like a vagina on the front.
But there you go. Mm-hmm. I don't really think about vaginas all that much. So
it'd be like a flying whorehouse. That'd be awesome in the 890.
Yeah, that's what StarCast is going for.
Yep, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. He's going to be balling in the verse. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the 890 hump. These are my lady friends.
The hump.
That's how it's pronounced. Because it's a jaguar.
It's a jaguar.
It's a jaguar.
The yay
Now-
is silent.
Now, Domo,
What's up?
we could segue into your thing because you are.
My thing?
Dies are a pirate organization, and they.
Well,
did
we don't not really
speak
pirate. We just sort of like freelance and help people remove excess money from their accounts. I don't know if I'd call that pirating.
of- Okay.
Sounds real helpful.
Yeah, we're helpful.
Yeah.
People like Clifford that might have too much money, we just release them from the burden of having the extra money. Think about how easy life is when you don't have any money. You know, you just
So you're like Robin Hood.
exactly, but I don't give it to anybody else.
Ah, okay.
Because that would be
Wait, that's way
burdening
better.
them.
Yeah, I mean burdening that right. We're just helping balance the system. I will take on everybody's burden. I'm sort of like the savior of the universe.
Christ
you know,
Roberts.
I'm Christ. Christ Domo.
You know, after they went into talking about the customizations, then they started talking to say his name again. I'm bad with names.
Tony Zerovic?
Yeah, they started talking to Tony about the carrying your gun, because people were wanting to know, okay, well, if this is going to be a hostile, death of the spaceman, what are we going to expect? Because the big question of griefing always comes up, and then they started discussing about, well, we decided to allow you to carry weapons down on the planets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there'll be certain levels of security, as they discussed, like on Terra Prime. If you're on there, there's going to be high-level security guards. There's going to be high-level security turrets that if you whip out your gun, they'll zap you on the spot.
Now,
Oh, really?
If I had
I
been
didn't see
there,
that part.
yeah, it was a pretty cool part. If I had been there, one of the first questions I would have gone to the microphone and asked is, if memory serves, one of the options for organizations and whatnot is that you can kind of be a part of the advocacy or the police service. In that case, if you are a member of the advocacy or a bounty hunter who is known to be extremely helpful to the advocacy, will you be allowed to carry your weapon in more high security areas because you are known to be someone who helps to enforce the law? So
Kind of like a U.S. Marshal type thing.
kind of, yeah.
Mercenary, maybe, or
Yeah.
Isn't that what
Because
you're
if
going to
you-
be planning on doing, Gio?
I plan on being Boba Fett.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
I just put up a poll. Is your pirate org? Is your org a pirate org? Yes or no? And Cybewolf has a good point. He said yes and no. I have 2 accounts. So some people, they're not a bad idea actually.
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do bad shit on one account, and I'm gonna stay a good citizen on my other account.
Right.
Just make sure the two don't interact, because that was one of the other things that Tony was talking about.
Oh, we
is
remember
that,
him
It's
saying
true.
that. Yes. Yes.
if you've got a guy who has been breaking the law and has been banished from this planet for carrying a weapon, and you just get one of your friends to go get you a gun and bring it to you, now you're both in freaking trouble. So it's
But I liked it though. But he said that not to say that on Terra Prime that at nighttime the nighttime schemes, and I loved it when they start saying about I can't wait to be on planet side, and time will actually change. It'll go nighttime, or you can land on the nighttime, and some of the shops will close and some shops will open at night, and you can do back alley dealings on Terra Prime that somebody might stab you in the back if you're going down that alley and you don't turn around and look who's behind you, and there would be nobody to help you. So
it would be a lot more difficult on Terra, though.
yeah, a lot more difficult, but it still like you said, it keeps you on edge, and it keeps you well aware of your surroundings at all times. And knowing Domo, he's probably just going to be on Terra Prime getting drunk in a bar.
I might be
walking
with
around.
Otis. My pet monkey named Mr. Snagglepuss.
Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Each of them in their own stool.
Yes, Otis and Snagglepuss. Snagglepuss likes to walk Otis in
Yeah.
space without a suit.
I was going to say,
And while we're talking about Terra, staying on the planet Terra at the moment before we talk about Nyx, is when they talked about the tower. What was it called?
the Terra Tower.
Yeah, Terra Tower. Oh my God, I can't wait to see that. And I loved it how Chris described it as you want to go to. It'll make you want to go to these places, go shopping at these places, get souvenirs and stuff, saying that you've been there, take pictures there, and have it framed in your hangar and stuff, that he wants to make it an experience that if you're not hauling something, you're going to want to go visit these places. That you never know what stores or what people you might meet in the tower that might get you good deals or tell you about rumors in the verse that, hey, if you go to this planet in this system, you might find some goods there,
Mm-hmm.
Now, presuming that one of I think we've seen a picture of the Terra Tower before.
Yes,
and I think
the
they said
inside.
it's 3 kilometers high.
Yeah.
It's a big damn building. But obviously there's some kind of an observation dome at the top or something, an observation level, because they mentioned going up to the top and being able to look out and seeing, Terra stretching out in front of you. And one of the first things I thought of, thanks to you, Clifford, was who are going to be the first people who are going to approach CIG and say that they want to have their wedding up there.
Oh yeah, that thing they did in Final Fantasy, like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is like
awesome.
they prove it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
And even going to that effect, you talking about the spread of the city. Remember how they talked about it was this size and Chris Roberts tripled the size of it? Like, it's now a gargantuan city.
It should be. It should look like Coruscant.
But less smoggy.
Well, I don't know, right?
Prime should not be smoggy. The
Okay.
block, fine,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the picture I seen. Oh, never mind. That's another city. There was another city that the Retaliators were bombing, and it looked like it was Cloud City that they were flying, attacking. I'm trying to figure out the name of that picture.
Now, didn't Sandy show a little bit of fly through of Prime? I think that's what that picture was. I remember she showed a short clip, and because I'm thinking that was the tower in it, because there's this tall structure and this beautiful looking city, state of the art looking city. I'm believing that's like the first glimpses of Terra. But yeah, that scale, and I can understand Chris wanting to make this thing, because this is going to be a lot of the central hub for, Star Citizen people to go see. I mean, and of course, you never know later on. I could see down the roads, like he said, the game will never be complete because they're always going to be adding content that eventually, who's to say, eventually there'll be all-out war and the Vanduul might come into that space of Terra Prime. And that could lead into a whole new kind of gameplay. I mean,
it would be really tough for them. Terra
Yeah.
is pretty deep in the Empire.
yeah. Let's see here. Anything else?
Yeah, I do. Actually, let's touch on this wedding ceremony thing for a second.
Okay.
We have to talk about monetization options after the game goes live. Now we have the store, right? What?
I just suddenly imagined somebody getting on the internet and screaming, "This game is pay to wed," and I'm just shut
I
up.
was just about ready to say
Shut up.
this is
Oh,
pay to wed, pay to wed.
Exactly.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Well,
I've
that's
already been doing that.
yeah. Would you guys in the audience, would you pay for a wedding ceremony? Now, Clifford, explain your wedding before you answer. Yes or no? Hold on, everybody. Clifford, explain what you did in Final Fantasy and how that is different than just like you and a couple of friends standing around doing a wedding.
Okay, what transpired?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, you pay for the package. You had three tiers, and I think the top tier was you pay $30, and you unlock it to the Supreme Wedding, which just gave you a better wedding dress and wedding party favors and stuff like that. After you did that, you get into the game and you go find the quest giver near the chapel, and it unlocks. And what you do first is, it was kind of neat. You actually have to get somebody to make you the wedding bands first. So you have to go to somebody, a friend in the guild stuff, and that's actually part of the story, because then you have to mention, was it given to you gift? Who gave it to you? Was it your friend? And it plays out. But you get these bands made, you get the bands put on, and then that you and your partner put on the bands, and then that unlocks the quest line where you got to go visit every city that these quote-unquote two lovers did back in the day to find...
Some kind of lore story in the background.
Yeah, some kind of lore story, and you follow where they went, and eventually the end of the quest was basically they fell in love because they went to all these places together, did so much together, battled together, did everything together, and they, formed a bond. And that's what this bonding ceremony represents, was what they did back in those times. And so after that, you would finally get your wedding ring made, and after you got your wedding ring made, you have to go to this guy in front of the chapel and secure a date. And they only gave you, and I think it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think it's 4 days or 3 days a week that they would do it, and you had to be there like. And what's messed up is they're going by Japanese time over there, so I had to get up like at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, they set it all up for you. So they had it like like a chaplain or something?
Yes, out there. And you go out there and you say, okay, I want this date, and you pick this date, and they secure it for you. And then they give you invitations. And then you got to go individually hand out invitations to everybody in your guild and stuff saying, you're invited to my wedding. Mm-hmm. Just like you normally would. So it makes it a big deal. And you hand out all these invites, and you have access to give them party favors, champagne, and all this stuff. And when they go in it, they're in all the cutscenes. All these are because that's why it's secured at these certain block times. You have an hour for each block because it's catered to you, to everybody that's in it. Because it's it's got everybody in their gear, everybody's there, and it just makes it that much more real. Because it's like it's not just a bunch of random NPCs; it's actually them.
Okay, so now that you've explained it. Now that's why I was asking if everyone would hold on. So I'm just thinking of different types of monetization options, like little things like this that could possibly be done in the background. What's that?
Well, people loved it because this was one of the first games that outright you said, don't matter if you're male, female, whatever, you can actually get in the game and have a little bonding experience, with your partner. And people loved it. And I kudos for them that they didn't hold it to a man or a woman and stuff. I think it was great, and yeah, it opened it up to a good monetization route for them.
Yeah. All right. Well, overwhelmingly, people in the audience are saying no, but I think it's more left towards the role playing type people. Obviously, I mean,
yeah.
If you're just in it for more of the blowing up ships and stuff like that, that's not something you'd probably want to do.
What about pay for a divorce?
Right. Well, so then you could add that sort of thing in there. Your character's now inexplicably linked. Your accounts are linked, and then you're done with this person. You hate them now. I want to get a divorce. You have to pay to divorce them, and it costs twice as much to divorce them than it does to marry them.
Well, there's one thing they can monetize if they wanted to in the game is like you could pay for. Like when you get out of service out of Squadron 42, you could pay for an upper level like coronation or something. Like you graduate.
That would be cool.
Or something like that. Something that's not anything that pay to win, but it actually gives you extra flair. Like you get this, and it gives you an actual like what
about it gives you just a plaque to hang up in your hangar? Something simple like that.
Yeah, and in Final Fantasy, you could always replay that footage. So it'd be neat if they give you like the special VOD that you could always replay that footage of you in that coronation. And it's something simple, and people pay $10 for, $5 for, and it's an instant gratification. You're just like, wow, I get this epic, you did it, or you can just go the regular. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, or you're getting ready to take off on some great excursion to go and explore some new section of space that hasn't been explored yet, and you could pay $5 to have your little you christen the ship, you've got everything on board, you just smash the thing of Venusian champagne or whatever the hell on the bow, and then there's like a little news crew there or something that's recording the whole thing, and as you're taking off, it's just like a little local news thing. Or something, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money either. I mean, there could be hundreds of thousands of people doing this.
Yeah, it'd be one of the cases. Divorce is taking out a hit on someone in Star Citizen.
But yeah,
you pay $1,000 to get rid of them, or you can pay this guy 50 credits.
But yeah, I wholeheartedly believe there's many options out there for them to monetize this without it being pay to win. Just simple stuff like that.
Yeah, little options.
Yeah, and a lot of people were paying for the little flair, like the snow globes and stuff they had. People love those things. I love those things. I love collecting little knickknacks.
I bought a this is probably the first time I ever even did this in the game, but I bought like a pistol, the restraint, I guess handcuff things. What else did I buy? It's like little stuff in game that I could probably save it for in game. I just bought it with my real money just to support the game. I think I could do that.
Real quick about the swag stuff. I'm going to be doing a giveaway right now for swag. We're going to start it in a couple minutes when we start our Q&A time. How it works is you guys can pick any of the swag that you'd like to have. If you don't have some of the earlier ones, I do recommend getting the jukebox because it actually does something. You can put some files in a folder on your computer and it'll play MP3s while you're in your hangar.
I need one of those.
Yeah. But all right, well, let's go ahead and get started with the Q&A time.
Oh, no.
We can probably get some of these questions here.
So just remember, next cast, you can start off with Nyx, because we didn't get to cover that.
Okay. Well, we can maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe we'll cover it now. So.
Huh? Oh, you want to cover it now?
No, what I'm saying is it'll be covered when we go. Like, you never know what some of these questions.
As we go through the
yeah,
questions.
people might be asking, hey,
Okay.
what do you think of this? All right, so let me get the giveaway getting started. You guys go ahead and start up with the thing, and we'll get going.
Okay, so from Alex Vaught, having, hopefully, seen the CIG town halls, what did you think of the wormhole navigation mechanic they highlighted?
I loved it.
I would answer you, but that would be extremely offensive to a lot of people and messy all over the room, everywhere. Just,
Okay.
I'll just say I liked it.
I think, I think it's going in a totally. I couldn't. It came out of left field. It was a good left field because I was just like, wow. I was just like, wow. Because when I arrived there, I saw that footage before they even presented any of it. So I was seeing this. I was like, what the hell is this? And they said, this is you going through a jump point. I said, no shit. And he said, and I just love it. And it gives, it makes me want to go constantly through a jump point just to dodge stuff and to play it,
Hold on, pause. I just realized that the stop. The keyword for the raffle is exactly the same as a thing for my channel. Stop typing in swag. Oh my god. That won't work.
Oops.
Um,
Gummo made a boo-boo.
I made a boo-boo, Bodit. I made a boo-boo. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, we're going to try that change the keyword. It's going to be hanger swag. Hanger swag. There you go. Sorry, everybody. Try that again. And hi, Bad News Baron. Good to have you here. Okay. Continue on.
But I would also like to say I kind of called that, sort of. I mean, it wasn't that difficult to call, but I said, when we were talking about it, I said it's going to be like the Star Wars game where you have to fly along
it's on a rail.
And you had but you have to dodge the different, cross spars and everything. You have to fly around them and under them and whatnot. I was like, that's probably what it's going to be like. There will be arcing things through the tube that you have to do. But what I did like was that Tony and Chris indicated that they'll be dynamic. I was a little. I mean, I know when. Shit, I just forgot his name.
Tony?
No, not Tony, not Chris. Next one down.
Mark Skelton?
Thank you, Mark. That it's such a difficult name to remember.
Think Gold Shirt.
He kept referring. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say Mr. Goldshirt. No, Mark. He kept using the word organic, which is kind of true. I mean, it is an organic style kind of thing, but the way he kept phrasing it made it sound like it was organic. I'm like, it's not actually alive. I mean, I know what he meant, but it was just the choice of phrasing was a little odd. Anyway, I like the fact that they said that, because we had kind of theorized that since they are effectively living things, that they will change and the data will become stale and you will have to fly them over and over and over again just to constantly update your data and whatnot. And I really liked the description of how they were saying that, sometimes these things are coming in and out as you're going through them. It's like, depending on how dynamic the jump corridor is. And that kind of made me think, okay, so if you've got somebody who is chasing you, and you're both going through a thing that is completely, you have no navigation data for it, or you do and they don't, and they're trying to follow you, and in just a second that there's going to be an arc between the two. You fly through that, and it just comes in and just smashes this dude behind you. Sorry,
there's got to be ways you can take advantage of the situation, and to your advantage.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Gio, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, it was another thing I wasn't really expecting to like. I was looking forward to it, but I ended up liking it. Just traveling through there. The only thing is, I'm not concerned about. I'm just curious how it would look. Is like, say I'm going through there with my Carrack and I'm getting chased maybe by a few Hornets or whatever. Like, would it be like a big warpole that they could easily get through, or would it be like smaller for them and harder for me in the Carrack to maneuver and get through?
Well, they did say that there's going to be, they showed the different variations of it. So there's going to be good jump points to go through that are more secured and stable versus those ones that are more sporadic. So I'm thinking they'll have ones, but they won't have those little fissures that come out as often. There might be one or two that you have to move the ship, and it'll be spaced out far enough to where you can see it coming, but I think it'll be more calm for the bigger ships.
Okay.
And in your case, I mean, they also mentioned the fact that, as somebody who is typically piloting a larger ship, you are going to have a predetermined course that you go. You're just going to lean towards larger, jump corridors and whatnot. You're not going to, unless these guys in the Hornets drive you to a smaller, jump point. I don't think you'll ever run into a situation where you're going to be anywhere but on a route that is through jump corridors that fit your ship, would be my guess.
Okay. And did they say if were you going to die if you hit the wall or any of the warpoles, or were you just going to take damage?
I think it would take damage or knock you out of the jump point, I think, is what they were talking about.
And then, depending upon how far your progress had gone, you would either end up there or cast back out where you came from.
Okay. But would you take a little damage on there, too, on your ship? Okay. That's cool, then.
All right.
Next.
From NK Sharp. This is for Gio. When did you first hear about Star Citizen, and how much have you pledged so far?
Luckily, my pregnant girlfriend is gone because she would kill me.
We all only have one ship, Gio. When the women are around, we all have an Aurora.
Yep, all one ship. But I heard about it last year. Like I said, in January. I actually found it because of trolls. It was a video of the what was that, No Man's Sky. I think they had posted like a teaser trailer, and it was like, "Yo, yeah, this game's gonna kick Star Citizen's ass." And people, you know how that goes in the comment section. I'm like, let me go look up this Star Citizen game, because before that, I kept seeing it in the comment sections. I didn't know what it was about, so the curiosity, I was like, let me see what it is. And I'm like, oh, this game is fucking amazing. How did I miss this? I didn't even have a computer at the time. Matter of fact, I just got my computer November of last year. So that whole time, I just been buying ships. My first ship was an Avenger package. And then from there on, I just kept buying bigger ships. I got a Carrack, a Reclaimer, a Redeemer, M50, a Herald. I'm trying to get a Banu Merchantman before the sale ends. I'm gonna buy some more ships after that. Orion.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Stick it in the vein. Stick it in the vein.
Come on, man.
Can you melt down some of the other ones? You're not planning on using them, try to get the Banu? That's what I did.
See, I'm thinking about doing that right now to melt some ships, but I just can't put myself to do it.
You can't. Well, you can always melt them down and put money back in and have Chelsea unmelt them.
No,
you.
Clifford, it's after we spent $3,000 or $1,000. You're already way past that. It's not a normal thing for normal people.
Oh, really?
Clifford. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, like I said, I bought stuff like this.
Yeah.
Got little patches and stuff. I just buy all kinds of stuff with this game. But I'm at let me see, like 1,800, I think now. With stuff, I got shirts, hoodies, the patches. I got all that stuff, man. I want to melt my Avenger because be honest, I don't really like that ship right now. It's just not my cup of tea. But I do collect all the Aegis Dynamic ships, so that's my goal, to get a Javelin and an Idris and in-game. So those are my in-game goals. But right now, I'm not feeling the Avenger. I feel like I can melt that and go back for that. But that's my main package where my alpha keys and stuff is on. So if I melt that, I lose the stuff for that package. So kind of stuck with it.
All right, new poll question. What's the better space penis, a caterpillar or a freelancer? Go.
Oh, I thought that was 3 different options. What's better, space penis, caterpillar? That's what I thought it said.
Oh,
because it didn't. It was, because I was going to say.
I don't know.
Definitely not the space penis, because
at least the caterpillar can detach. The other section of the ship.
And
But I think-
Space Venus doesn't detach.
I think the freelancer is a better penile shape.
From
Got a little crook in it.
Yeah, the little crooked.
Well,
Yeah.
well, no, it'd be like the caterpillar is like the penis, and that's the sperm shooting out, because it detaches. Boom. No, I'm just kidding.
Clifford, you're just so nasty. You're a naughty boy, Clifford. Don't go there.
So nasty. So nasty.
amazingly enough, even I don't want to hear about that. From Black Eagle Ops. The town hall, they talked a bit more about the instancing sort of with griefers are put with griefers. They've talked
I like
about
that.
the PvP slider. Yeah, that was really good. They talked about the PvP slider. What other player selectable options would you like to see for instance preference?
I don't know really how they're going to pull it off. I mean, I guess that probably it all boils down to how many different servers are there going to be. You know what I mean? Is it all going to be sort of like one global server?
Well, remember, they already touched on that when they talked
maybe
about
it's
getting
different.
with Google. They had talked about Google that they're going to have one main hub of global servers, and then they're working with Google to have satellite servers in different continents, and then that's where the cloud and all that stuff's going to take over from there. It's going to branch out. So it's like boom, boom, trickle fed out. That's why I was so happy when they said they're going to work closely with Google on their main beast, because that's what they need. That couldn't have
Yeah,
been
they
a
are in
better
Austin.
choice.
I like the idea of segregation to an extent.
Yeah, for griefers against griefers.
Yeah, but then it becomes maybe you just had like a wild hair up your ass and you felt like being a jerk for like an hour, and now you're stuck on the griefer server, and all these guys are, dicks.
Or what if you're not being a griefer and somebody just keeps reporting you as one
that's
and gets
true,
you
too.
sent there even though you're not doing it?
Yeah.
What is the
I'm pretty sure. Well, Chris Roberts said they had good metrics to measure that stuff, so they'll be able to look at his account, look at the metrics, and see whether or not that guy's telling the truth or not.
Well, I kind of like how if you guys seen how Grand Theft Auto did it. If you were like a troll asshole, they got like the special server with like dunce hats and everyone's in the
Yeah.
city acting a damn fool. I think that'd be pretty cool. But depending on how much you act up like that, I think it'd be cool if they had like some type of meter. If you kept filling that thing up, then you're getting sent to that server. But if you like calm down for a while, maybe something like that. If you're not doing it all the time, I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool.
No, that's a great idea. That's exactly how it should be done. That way, you just felt like being a dick for a couple hours, and you get sent there. And if you calm down, just kind of go about doing your business, it's like it has a cool down period and brings you back.
Yeah.
That'd be the best way. I can't think of anything else.
It might also be interesting to see either a checkbox or a slider that, whether you want to be with people who are doing hard role play or not. So that, people who want to really get into their character and role play them can be, in instances that are with other people who want to role play very heavily.
I'll make it a new poll. Do you think there should be segregated servers, yes or no?
It doesn't sound wrong at all.
Well, that's what they're calling it, right? Are they calling them segregated servers?
Yeah, I know. Just the phrasing is.
It is, yeah. So should there be segregated servers, yes or no? Okay, next.
From Cyberwolf. During the town hall, Chris Roberts let slip that there was electronic warfare variant of the Avenger called the Warlock. Yes, he did. Does this make you Drake Herald a redheaded? Does this make your Drake Herald a redheaded stepchild WTFO? I guess the question was for Saurus. Who's not here? I will allow him to answer on his own.
Oh, I couldn't. My daughter was just screaming in the other room.
That's okay.
I couldn't hear what you said.
It's a question for WTF
Yes.
Saurus. So.
Oh, WTFosaurus is not here tonight. What's going on? By the way, if everybody's wondering, we're slimming the cast down. We're kind of keeping it a little bit smaller. It's easier for me to be able to do things like switch to other screens when we only have 4 guests versus 9. So what we're doing is we're going to rotate people through, and we'll probably have we're going to have different people come rotating through every week. So WTFosaurus will be back in 1 week, and we'll have Bad News Baron on here another week, and that kind of stuff. So, all right. So if it's for WTFosaurus, I guess we can skip it, right?
Well, not skip it, but he can answer it, I mean,
Yeah.
we will skip it, but it is a valid question. Do you think that the Warlock is going to make the Herald effectively useless?
Nah.
Okay, good.
There'll be checks and balances.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know. I was actually thinking about, like I said, I was thinking about trading my Herald. And if that's true, and I already have an Avenger, I may just go ahead and melt the Herald away. I don't know. I gotta see.
Yeah.
It's. Go ahead, Clifford.
Well, if they have their modular system, I will just buy both and then merge them together.
No, that's true.
Clifford's flying around some bastardized multi-ship thing.
Not only is it a redheaded stepchild, it is also a bastard. Okay.
It's a redheaded bastard stepchild.
Right. From Cyberwolf74. So, Clifford_Miku. Sandy said during Reverse the Verse that coffee cups weren't an option due to the damage. She said ceramics weren't an option. Due to the damage shipping would cause, but travel mugs were definitely coming. Will you buy all the mugs?
Yes, I will. I will buy every one. I will buy every merchandise they come out with. Period.
All right. Explain your
store.
fascination with this goddamn mug. Go ahead.
I just want one. I mean, I have so many mugs from so many different games and Razor and I mean, come on, I want my mug. I want my water bottle, whatever from them. Just give it to me. Damn it.
Yeah, I would like.
What is that in your hand?
honest.
Is that some axe? Oh.
What?
Oh, I thought it was like
Like
axe.
a Razor canteen.
No.
Yeah,
yes,
axe.
yes, Razor candy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a water bottle.
He is sick,
Pretty
guys.
sexy.
Probably
I'm
full of
jealous.
whiskey.
We do need to have an invention for him at some point down the road, but
Wait until he's bought everything, then
yeah,
we'll have the intervention.
and then we'll take his stuff. We'll be like, okay, Clifford, you really shouldn't have this many ships. Why don't you give me those 17 of those over there, and then we'll call it. a
Hey,
day.
Dumbo, I thought we were supposed to work together in the verse.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I don't know
No,
what we're.
what I fear is that one of these days, Clifford, you're going to be walking through an airport somewhere, and you're going to have some piece of Star Citizen, stuff like a canteen or something
Paraphernalia.
that you really love, and security is going to try to take it away from you.
He's gonna snap,
And you are going to go fucking ballistic.
and he's gonna try to kill him, and then he'll get put on the NSA watch list.
Yep.
And then
He's a Star Citizen terrorist.
exactly, he's already got a beard.
Oh, it was over for him.
You messer lover.
We all got beards.
That's right, the beard cast. All right, I'm gonna do the giveaway. I'm doing these every 15 minutes for the rest of the hour for these swaggy items. So where'd it go? There it is. All right, like the other Siberian K. You got 1 minute to type in !claim Siberian K. Okay, next question.
Do it now.
If he doesn't claim it, we'll re-roll it. Go ahead.
From Cyberwolf74, Domo, would you prefer that they do another 5 to 6 hour length town hall event at PAX East in Boston this March, or would you prefer shorter 1 hour to 1.5 hour size events?
No, I would. I'd be happy with that. I think I'd go hang out there 5-6 hours. As
With
long,
bio.
yeah, with bio breaks, and as long as he stops saying That's all I ask. If he stops saying because you know how Skype works, that you can actually talk without having headphones on, because it takes the input signal that's coming through and it just flips it, right? So that's how it negates the sound, so you can be talking on Skype without headphones because it reverts. I will figure out a way to get and put it into some kind of like noise canceling headphones, and make it where it stops it.
We were, for those of you in the audience, we were talking about this before we started streaming, how Tony was apparently quite nervous about speaking in front of people and kept saying, all the time.
Not only all the time, Trindane, every other word sometimes. He would say like, and.
And Domo is trying to be a drug pusher
I am.
and make Tony take Quaaludes.
I think he'd be better off. Beta blockers, some Xanax, something. Calm the shit down. Relax. Everything will be fine.
Then
We all have... Sorry.
We need to find out whatever the opposite of those are and give them to Chris.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We all have... Everybody who does any kind of broadcasting at all has a crutch word or crutch phrase, I say so a lot. Trendane, do you know what yours is?
Usually something to do with dick.
Okay, cock, probably. Clifford, usually Miku, something like that. So everyone always has them, but usually we do it every like 20 or 30 words or something like that. But he was doing it like every other word, and it was just getting under my skin. And then I went and I looked at the comments on the video, and they were all like, you know. Go ahead,
I think
Gio.
once he does it a few more times, I think like a few more in front presentations in front of people, I think he'll be better. Because like I said, when I was first doing videos, I look back at my old videos, I'm like, damn, I fucking sucked. And I just got better over time.
Oh,
I
yeah,
still mess up from now. Like I said, I'll probably be better 3 more years later down the road. Just take some time.
Yeah, it's just like me. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, it's just like me in the business world. I've done so many deals.
I hadn't even started the raffle, and people are typing in the swag too. How did they? How the hell? Somebody guessed it. Somebody guessed it. I hadn't even hit the start button yet, and it's starting to. I'm like, what the hell? All right, it's swag 2, everybody. By the way, if you win it, you just have to send me a message on Twitch here with your what swag item you would like and your Robert Space Industries email address. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I just gotten better over time doing a lot of business deals over the years, and the natural gas scene is because you're dealing with billions of dollars, and you got these suits in front of you. You got to sell them a deal, and it is trying at times. But once you do it over and over again, and saying, hey, you're there to present a product. They like it, fine. If they don't, they don't. I just you just roll with it.
Aaron did the same thing. Aaron Roberts was the same way. He was awful at talking in front of people, but he's gotten a lot better too. And I'm
He
sure
said he
it's the
hates
same
it
thing
too.
Yeah.
That is my beauty, Cyberwolf. Okay, buddy. All right.
What?
He said I'm simple-minded. Oh. That's what people like about me. Just like that song.
Yeah, like I said, you're a ferret. You're a ferret.
I am Chinese. All
Just
right.
have to practice your war dance, and you'll be fine.
I will be all set.
From Cyber. Are we done with that last one?
Yeah, it's good. We move on.
Okay,
We're done.
Wait a second. I don't want to beat the guy up because he's not a radio personality or doesn't have the skills. It's just that it was getting a bit. What are you showing me your nipples for, Clifford? It was just getting a bit out of hand. You know what I mean?
And I kept wanting to text Chris, going, "Wake up!"
Oh, because Chris was sleeping.
You could see him drifting. I'm sure it was probably warm. Well, Clifford, you were there. Was it warm at all? Well, you weren't under the lights, so
it might have been kind of like too warm up there on the stage. And
something he's wearing the jacket. Who knows what he'd been doing before he got there, when he'd arrived, how long whatever. But you could see he was drifting, and there were points where I was like, I've been there so many times, where you're trying, and I could just imagine Mark kind of kicking him under the table.
Wake up,
dude! Wake up.
Poor guy works a lot.
He does.
You see how much he's aged?
They all do.
Yeah, we got to do a comparison video when the thing's finally over with. It'll be how many years? So it started in 2012 or 10. When did it actually start? I forget.
A little bit before. Yeah, it was 12, but probably a little bit before. They've been working behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's just roughly when he made that first "What is Star Citizen" video with
the first prototype.
Yeah,
site
exactly. And he's like
seeing
it.
Update that.
Yeah, it's really old. Yeah. So he's like, but from that video till now, holy God, he has aged. It's like when a president goes into office in 4 years, they age like 20 years. Like
exactly.
Yeah. They go from being like regular colored hair to gray and big wrinkles and stuff. So it's like that with Chris. You can tell that this is stressing him out, man. I think.
Probably gets tired of seeing all these damn trolls who don't know shit, don't have their info right.
Yeah.
I mean, even on the forums. I mean, I seen someone on the RSI forums. He was talking about how the voice attack was pay to win. I'm like, how the fuck is that pay to win, dude? Yeah. And then they're already talking about how they're going to implement that. They're looking ways to implement that in the game. I remember on one of the attempt for the chairman. So I don't understand how that's pay to win.
No, voice attack's not pay to win. Whatever.
Yeah.
People just throw that phrase around way too easily.
Very easily. Yeah.
It's just it's a stupid knee-jerk catchphrase.
I felt more confident in Chris Roberts' quote health because of actually finally getting to meet his co-chairman, the lawyer. Is trying his best to alleviate all that stress from him to where he can just focus on what he loves, which is programming in the game.
And Mai Tais.
And if any of you Germans out there know what he said, or those of you who speak German, Como, Mrs. Domo. Know what he said in Around the Verse. I would love. I know. I picked out parts of it.
Oh, well, I didn't actually get to watch Around the Verse. I'll have to go watch it.
Fine.
Easy peasy. You probably could figure it out. But he said something in German?
Yeah, because Will asked him. No, sorry, it was Ben that was interviewing him. It's usually or James, but it was. God, let's just go through the entire, community. Anyway, he said, so do you have anything to say to our German backers? And he's like, in German? He's like, yeah, okay, fine. So he turned to the camera and said something in German, and I'm certain that at some point in there he said something about the best damn space sim ever, because I thought I heard that in there somewhere.
Do you know about what time it was?
Probably about 4:30 my time.
No, in the video. Around the Verse or 10 for the Chairman?
Around the Verse.
In the verse.
Is he even doing 10 for the Chairman anymore?
Yeah. He did it this
He
week.
just did. Yeah, he did one. Yeah, he did one this week.
Oh, it was Chris, right?
He showed, no, it was Ben. Ben and a white-haired guy. Just scroll through until you find the...
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm scrubbing.
It's after Bug Smashers. But there's a point in 10 for the Chairman where, Chris was showing the floor plan for the new office that they're going to be moving to.
Meeting you. Right, I've met a lot of our
Anyway,
friends,
next question.
at the events.
Amazingly enough, from Cyberwolf. Are any of you interested in the remaster of Homeworld 1 and 2 coming out in a few weeks? I
Yeah,
hope
people
Domo
are
will
losing their
stream it.
shit. Yeah, I mean, okay, I went, because in the audience, or maybe you guys, what year did Homeworld come out?
Oh, God. Damn it, you would ask me that. 90s? Early 90s? 91?
That's why.
That is a Chris Roberts game?
No, it's not.
No.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It was made by Relic.
The reason I'm asking, because I didn't play it. And people are losing their shit like, how could you not have played it? But I think I was in the Navy. Oh, 94. Yeah, I was deployed over in Bosnia in 94. There was no way I was playing anything. I think I took Wing Commander with me over there, and I played it over and over and over again because that's all I had. Wing Commander and what was it, the Privateer.
See, I haven't played that, or I never played a Chris Roberts game. I know people are like, "What the hell? You never played a Chris Roberts game?" I was back and forth between when I was younger, console and PC. That's back then. You could just buy a PC and any PC and throw any game in there. But like I said, as I got older, PCs got more advanced, and I had to split ways with that because my parents were going to buy me expensive ass PC. But like I said, now I'm back into PC gaming.
But yeah, I'd have to look at it. I have the old CDs and storage of Homeworld when it came out.
All right, so because I didn't get a chance to play it, not because I didn't want to, but because I was in the military and deployed, what is it about?
It's about your origins. Basically, you start out with you're on this planet, and I love the story because the story is what drives it, and it makes it so memorable. It's just one of those stories I couldn't put down. I play it over again just to hear the story. But basically, you're on this planet, and and it's like kind of like a desert, like dune-like planet. It's like deserty.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are patrolling. They find this ship in the sand. Well, in this ship, this derelict ship, they find a stone that is a star map, and it says, and the final words that they were able to read on it was Hagaria, our home.
Okay.
And so all the clans of this world come together in one unity to build this ship to go back home. And then a couple years later, the one scientist, I forget her name, gets submerged into the ship itself and becomes the brain of the ship. All the hookups and everything, she gets sealed, and
Okay.
she becomes home command or wing command or something like that. But she is the voice that talks to the other races that you meet along the way. And the people that drove your ancient ancestors away from the home world come and attack you because there was an ancient law that the jump drive that allows you to jump so far, so quickly, was against the law. They banned you from doing that, and that was an ancient law that, they have forgotten because it's millions and millions and millions of years
All right,
ago.
well, I guess Celindy Telemar just answered what it was. What is it? It's a 3D RTS in space.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you could just describe it like that.
Well, that's what I was asking. I was like, what is it?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Clifford's going into the lore. It's all right. I asked, I was probably not as clear as I should have been. Yeah, it's like Farscape.
But yeah, I mean, as soon as I knew, because as soon as I got wind that the guys that made, first of all, there was word spread about Shipbreakers, which was the original people that made Homeworld. but they couldn't have the name because THQ had the name Homeworld. So before the fall of THQ, they decided to make Shipbreakers, which is actually a prequel to Homeworld.
Yeah.
So, but then all of a sudden, here comes Gearbox. They purchase the assets and they say, hey, y'all want the Homeworld brand? Come over to your new family. And thus, they got Homeworld now. And they remastered Homeworld.
I did
1
look
and
at the
2.
comparison video. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It looked pretty good. I mean, you could definitely tell that it's an upgrade, but...
Oh, yeah. I can't, dude. That's why when I heard that they were going to remaster it, I bought that. As soon as it hit Amazon, I bought the remaster edition with the model. That model actually, I hate to say it, their model actually makes the Connie model look like a bitch. I'm sorry. It's just that good.
So it's actually good remaster. It's not like some of these other bogus remasters, like the Sleeping Dogs remaster. I think it was a ripoff. But you look at things like the Halo collection. Even though the online was fucked at launch, it was actually a good remaster, the campaign and stuff. I think that a lot of these remasters, that's what it gets mixed up a lot. Like they don't really remaster; it's kind of just
here we go.
Can't make something more HD'er.
Yeah, okay. Compared to the old, now so 99, I guess, was the official release, and I was still just getting out of the Navy at that point. So here we're looking at. So what systems were around in 99? Let's see. Probably a 480. No, it was higher than 40. Pentium 2? No, Pentium. I'm trying to think what systems were out then.
Yeah, I think it's just it was a Pentium fused on, because I remember I had an old compact Presario when I was playing that game. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, just seeing the video right there, I'm like, I can't wait to play that game. Oh my God.
See, I get it why you guys are so jazzed about it, because it was your childhood. You know, a lot of people. 99 to me was like just a yesterday, but to you it was.
Well, and mainly the story that came out of that is just so, it engrosses you, and you're just like wanting to push. You're just like, I ain't going to spoil anything, but the ending is just so worth it. It's just, you're just like, after you beat the final thing of the game, it's just awesome.
So it's a really good story. Yeah,
Yes,
maybe I'll check it out.
I would, Domo. If not, if you don't like the gameplay and everything, wait until somebody posts all the cutscenes and watch all the storyline at least.
So so this right now, what we're looking at is like, he's just in space, and it's sort of like a ship leaving a dock.
Yes, that's where they rebuilt it.
So what's going on in the middle? It's an RTS, so you're like taking over, like you're doing like a StarCraft kind of thing, or
and you click on it and you build ships within the mothership, and they fly out, and you like coordinate them on the battlefield and stuff like that.
Oh my God, Pentium 2, slot 1, 350 hertz.
Yeah. And back then that was
megahertz.
Badass graphics,
Megahertz,
man.
yeah.
When that came out, we were like,
950 megahertz processor. We weren't in the gigahertz range yet. It's got a great soundtrack too, they're saying.
Yes, it does. It's and now, I mean, after they finish this, I can't wait to play Homeworld Shipbreakers, which will be the prequel to this. But it's more like land where you're reclaiming stuff. It's what leads into this. But it's a good game.
Cool.
Good story.
All right, well, maybe I will stream it. I don't have much background with it, so I would be going into it completely blind, which maybe some people would like to watch somebody play it from scratch. The only problem is it's bad enough sometimes playing games that are older, and people go, dude, you're supposed to take the left road, and all that. All right, real quick before we go to the next question, let me do the next giveaway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that little USB model ship that comes with it, that you plug it in and it lights up, that thing's... And I talked to the producers at Gearbox. They said, hey, as soon as it comes in, I can go down to Plano, Texas, and they will sign it. So I'm going to get it signed by the producers of Homeworld.
You know what? I actually got one of the USB sticks I bought for Star Citizen to the 16 gig. I don't know they didn't show how it looks yet, though. I'm kind of curious how that's going to look.
Probably a little Connie or something like that.
Yeah, they said at the time that the game could fit on there. There's no way that's fitting on there now.
Real quick, Striblin, you have 1 minute to make a claim, so hurry up, Striblin. It's a 45-second delay. Remember, you guys have to pay attention to the chat, because otherwise it goes to the next person. The bot does it automatically. It can't be any worse than Grey Goo. I'm winning matches now in Grey Goo, by the way. I told you guys, if we stuck around long enough, I'd actually start winning. All right.
From Cyberwolf74. On the forums, there are a lot of people panicking about all the pirate talk and looting a body killed in PvP and so on from the town hall. Are they just being hysterical bitches? I know he said idiot, but I'm going to say bitches, or are their fears justified?
Being bitches. Because even me, even though I'm not being a pirate, I want that type of gameplay in there. I want that more realism.
You need that threat. You know, I'm playing an H1Z1, and I'm playing in a PvP server, and people's like, "Domo, you really should play in a PvE. You get to learn how to build stuff." I'm like, "No, I need that overarching threat over my shoulder, to you know,
keep you on your toes.
Yeah, keep the suspense, make it interesting."
Yep.
And that's what makes it fun.
You know, and it makes you pick and choose what you carry on your person too. It makes you be smarter.
It does.
From Cyberwolf74, have any of you followed Wingman Peterson's new company, Descendant Studios, and their game, STFU? That's Ships That Fight Underground. Apparently, they bought the Descent IP, so they may rename it.
Yeah, I know Wingman was pushing, because it was in talks with a guy a long time ago to get the IP. And a lot of people hold Descent close to their hearts. It's kind of like Homeworld, you know, is to me. I've never played Descent, but, I mean, I wish him the best of luck. I want to see, I need to go back and actually see what Descent was all about and see if I'm even interested in it, you know. That gameplay I might not be interested in. But I think...
Go ahead.
Well, I think he's picking a good niche, though. It's something that's unique and people will remember, so he'll grab a good audience from it, I think. I think it's a good business move.
Shout out to Wingman, too. He commented on one of my videos, too.
Cool.
He's a good guy. I met him when I went to Austin with my dad. He's a really, really nice guy.
Yeah, I'm mad I didn't get a chance to catch all the Wingman hang, because I kind of got, like, towards the middle of it, and then it switched to around the verse.
Yep. That's kind of what I did too. You and I seem to be matching up on our Star Citizen.
Yeah, haven't played a Chris Roberts game.
You guys, Trenday, when he first get into it, he didn't have a computer. Well, he had a computer, but it was like a.
It was not a good one.
It was a 46SX.
Yeah, but now, and now he even has freelancers.
4 gig hard drive.
Well, it was a
people talk about me. It's like, how are you going to buy all these ships? You don't have a computer yet. I'm like, I want to support the damn game. Let me do what I want with my own money.
Yeah.
From Cyberwolf74, did Microsoft really steal CIG's idea of the Moby Glass to make their HoloLens?
You know, I'm gonna hate myself for this, but I don't know what the HoloLens is. People are like losing their shit about the HoloLens, and I haven't looked at a single thing about it. Me
neither, Domo.
I kind of thought it. I thought I was gonna just like, Clifford, tell me about it, because I figured you would know of all of us.
Well,
what is it? So who knows?
It's basically, if you guys watch the Moby Glass presentation, how they were in the gun store and stuff popped up on there, that's how the HoloLens is. Like, they had a demonstration of a woman putting it in a pipe with a sink, and the guy was giving it directions, and it like showed the pieces with like the wrench or whatever. Or you go to the fridge and it had like the different stuff popping up on there.
Is it glasses?
Yeah, where's it attached to you?
It's an augmented reality visor.
It almost, kind of like the Oculus Rift kind of type thing.
But you can see through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it basically overlays graphics onto your environment.
Oh,
so
augmented reality.
Into your living room. Yeah, you walk into your living room and suddenly Minecraft is laid out across your furniture. You know, so kind of.
Okay, I did see an article now that you mentioned, because there was like a lady or somebody sitting down and they had the Minecraft around them and everything. Yeah, I did see the article, but I didn't, been too busy lately.
Yeah, augmented reality's been out there a long time. My kids have it on their DS.
Yeah, Glass is doing, like Google Glass is kind of the same thing on a smaller scale.
Yeah, you can walk up to a movie poster on Google Glass, and if it's an augmented reality poster, it'll start playing movie, like a video clip of it.
There was a guy probably 7, maybe 8 years ago or so. He was doing wearable computing stuff with kind of an augmented reality thing, and he could say telephone and hold his hand out, and it would project a telephone keypad and track where he was tapping numbers on his hand, and then it would connect to whoever he was talking to. He would walk up to somebody, and it would use the camera for facial recognition, and it would project their information on their chest so that he could look down and see what their name was and all this other stuff. Now, he was projecting, onto physical objects, but we didn't really have, the augmented reality glass at that point. So are they stealing the idea? No. It's basically
no.
It's been out there for a long time.
Well, hate or love it, I think it actually will be in the future. Like right now, some people are like, I hate it, but I think it's gonna be like real useful further on in the future. Probably like 20 years from now, I think it's gonna be everyone's gonna have
Well,
that.
especially I look at it for like doctors and surgeons also.
Yeah.
So when I could see them wearing these, it'd be like, just like they wear their safety glasses when they're cutting on a person. They'll be able to actually see different pinpoints and actually see heart rates and be able to really see more detail to what's going on that they're working on. I think it'll be helpful to a lot of people.
Especially with like soldiers too. Like if you look
Oh,
on the
God, yeah.
battlefield, like man, like Ghost Recon type stuff. Like okay, so you don't friendly fire nobody. We got some dudes over here, friendlies on the right. I think it'll help out tremendously.
When I was in the Navy, my job was a radar technician, and my radar sent air data to other armed services, and it was all linked together so that one, like the main command ship, had all the information of everything that was in the area. And so it wouldn't be that totally realistic to have them send that same kind of data down to the guys on the ground, I think it'd be a fantastic thing for a
Yeah,
military.
you would completely dominate the battlefield, like especially the countries who can't afford that type of stuff. It'd just be total slaughter.
Yeah, and see, I would love to wear versus Google Glass. I would love to wear this on my head while I'm driving and be able to see directions right in front of me and just keep driving, and be able to look still forward and stuff. And it actually shades your eyes at the same time. I see the potential is really good. I mean, that's going to be a good product.
Especially if the car has like sensors or something, even on your blind spots, it pops up in the AR. Like you got a car coming this way behind you on the right. Like I think it'd be cool.
Yep.
Then the big thing the detractors would probably say in that case is, what happens if it screws up? Then who is at fault? The insurance companies are going to be the one who are going to be like, what if the system crashes? What are you still going to be able to drive? Are people going to be too dependent on this and unable to operate a vehicle without it? Which that is a discussion for way down the road. But
Yeah.
That's kind of with everything though. Like you never know, with these cars could be a recall, and bam, next you know it's a whole bunch of messed up cars. So I think everything messes up. Nothing's perfect. You always take that kind of chance.
They're trying to build it into Windows 10, I see.
yeah,
That's why it's probably going to be free.
Yeah, Windows 10 is going to be good.
Yeah.
because I mean you could have Cortana pop up in your living room. Say, what the hell do you want? Why do you
Oh
keep
my
opening your
gosh.
lamp and bringing me a
It is pretty damn cool. A little bit even. I mean, the Oculus Rift is cool in its own way, but this would solve a lot of the problems with the Oculus Rift. Where you can't see your keyboard as you're playing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. From Cyberwolf 74, big frickin' surprise. I think Bod just dragged.
Oh, thanks, Bod, for
the
doing this
whole
tonight.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Bod. Which ship takes the crown as Star Citizen as the Space Peanuts, which we kind of already addressed?
Yeah, we did
this.
a thing.
The Freelancer does resemble the old twig and berries, but the caterpillar not only somewhat phallus-shaped, but also penetrates other ships forcibly, and is filled with little men, who then spew forth in an explosion. Cue the music for "It's Raining Man!" Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, okay. Not really a question. Well, it is a question, but we already addressed it. So, from Pappy Boyington, when will CIG realize they need to hire Trent for voice acting?
Wait, hold on. No, wait. Before we go, I know you're watching this, Sig. You watch it every week, and you put a lot of the ideas that we mentioned on the show in the game. So, you need to hire Trendane.
They're not ready yet.
It doesn't matter. They need to have you on their short list.
I may well be. We just don't know yet. They're still writing scripts. They're still developing stuff that they haven't started really looking at hiring anybody.
When they do, you need to be at top of the list.
I want to be an ambassador. Just you don't have to pay me. Just give me a whole bunch of ships.
And he wants ships and he wants epaulets. That's all he asks.
Yes.
Wow, I thought you were going to say epilepsy. I'm like, no,
No
doesn't
epaulets.
want epilepsy. Fucking Karak flying around.
Ah.
That would not be good. From Anfrap, do you think there will be a sweet spot for an org size due to instances?
Yeah, there probably is going to be, because if you have an org that's like Imperium, that's massive, right? And you can't possibly have all of them in one instance. There's going to be a spot where you don't want to
just be playing with themselves.
Well, they do that anyway, but Yeah, I think there would definitely have to be a sweet spot. Something in the middle there.
Gio, want to chime in on that? Or?
I mean, I don't really know what that one.
Okay, I wasn't really going to chime in on it either. So.
Yeah, it's good.
From Girosin, however that's pronounced. Girosin.
Throw us in.
Do you think they will allow us to move around items in our hangars?
Yes.
Yeah, they're talking about that. Not right now, though, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even not at launch, but at some point. From W. Chris J. They said that we could choose between skinny and fat. Can we choose height?
I would think so. I
Why
think there would
not?
be a minimum and maximum height. So.
Yeah, actually, Chris kind of implied that when he said that if you are going into the military to be a pilot, there's a height range that is kind of
And weight limit.
Believe it or not, you can't be too tall to be a pilot. A lot of people
And some
think
of those
that.
cockpits are small
Yeah.
too.
Yep. 5'6", around 5'6" to 5'11" is like the best range for pilots. That's why
Some people
Tom
saying-
Cruise is good.
That's
was good.
exactly what I was about
Oh,
to
really?
say.
Oh. Yeah, sorry, I stole your thunder. Go ahead. What were
No,
you going to
that's
say?
okay. It's trade off for earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. So Top. That's why he was perfect for Top Gun because he was little.
If you guys look at like a B-1 bomber, if you guys ever seen that plane, they said like the size of it holds 4 pilots in there, but the size of it is like the size of a phone booth, so it's real small in there.
All right.
From Tactiker88, and I imagine after this we'll do the next giveaway.
Why is it gonna be a long one?
What was the name of the space game that the one single guy is making? I guess that's
That's for Cliffy.
Oh, that's the thing that Clifford was talking about.
What was the name of that game? Cliffy?
Limit Theory.
Limit Theory.
Limit Theory. He's taking his time with it, which he's doing good. Just
Single guy though, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he tries to release 1 monthly YouTube video a month, giving you an update on what he's done. And what everybody's commending him on is that he's able to modify it on the fly while he's playing it. He's able to boom, 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 and he's sitting there typing. It's really neat to watch him work it because he's able to play the game and build it while he's playing it. It's really cool.
So I like when people take their time on these games. I mean, everyone just say rushing Star Citizen. Let them take their time because MMOs, I think like the average, they said it takes like 7 years to make some of these MMOs. So we're in like 4 or 5 years in with Star Citizen now?
Yeah.
And they're on like a way bigger scale of what they're doing in these other MMOs.
Yeah. Take all the time you need. I can wait. As long as
That's what I'm
Chris
saying.
Roberts stays, we keep him alive. He must stay alive.
Yeah, some of these people just wanted a few years, just wanted to hurry up like 1 or 2 years and come out. No, it doesn't work like that.
You won't want to play that game for very long if you
Call of Duty.
Oh God, yeah. or Battlefield trending. Every year, new Battlefield comes out.
Well, now in EA's defense, that's a phrase you won't hear me use lightly. The single player campaign that I was working on for Battlefield Hardline is actually kind of fun. So
Well, I did play it. It felt a little bit like Payday, but
now that was not the single player campaign.
oh, okay, maybe not then. Really, it's because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a Payday thing, isn't it?
And the multiplayer is. It's very much like that, but the single player is very different.
Okay, I won't let you. You don't have to spoil it. You're not allowed to anyway.
It's coming out
Ain't
in March.
the beta's coming out next month? February, I think. I just seen an article on it. It's dropping. I think like next
Probably.
week.
I think they were talking about releasing in March, so yeah, beta next month would fit.
Yeah, 'cause I need a beta with that game because what EA is doing to DICE is just ridiculous. That's why I'm so glad Star Citizen doesn't have a publisher. The
Right.
stuff what EA is doing to DICE, that's a fine example of what happens.
Trendane can't comment.
Not really.
Before you,
I understand.
let's go to the next giveaway here.
Yep.
Techie Tire 88.
Yep. He's actually the question that was just asked.
Oh wow! So you have a question from him, and he just won. Techie got 1 minute.
From Jurasin, do you think they will be able to use the advocacy group? From the recent stretch goal to enforce the custom paints? No. I nod and say no. No.
Okay, no comment from me.
No comment over here.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm doing the next giveaway thing. Go ahead. Skip me.
Okay, fine. From Gray Frog, what's the free roam like?
We don't know yet.
Okay. It's a perfectly valid answer. When we have an answer, though, Grey Frog, we will be happy to tell you and show you what it will be like.
Mm-hmm.
From Mersha, the Terra Tower is 3 kilometers tall. Who is compensating? Obviously, not Terra. Terra
No.
doesn't have to compensate. It's 3 kilometers tall. Earth, however, oh, those guys.
Earth's more like a vagina.
Well, it's
Huh.
That's where we're all born from. It's like a big womb.
No, my character is going to be from Saisei.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Saisei is in the Centauri system, and that's where Misk has their headquarters. So.
Ah, there you go. See, Trendane's our lore guy.
Did Tactiker answer?
He did.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tactiker. Just make sure you send me a message here with your RSI email address and whatever swag item you would like.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it! From Trendane. Just because it was a question that came to mind a couple of days ago. Do you think any of the CIG employees will occasionally take control of random NPCs to drive content, similar to Geekdomo playing that elf chick in EverQuest on occasion?
Oh, yeah. You remembered that, huh?
Yeah.
That would be
I didn't
cool,
remember
right?
her name, but yeah.
Veronica.
I mean, yeah, whatever. So, I mean, what specifically came to mind was the point where they were talking about the bar. Sitting in the bar and talking, and I just imagine, an NPC comes walking in every now and again and sits down to have a bar, and I just pictured suddenly, Dave Haddock or Ben or somebody, you just doing what we would supposedly be able to do with our NPC crew, basically jacking into these guys and
or off.
taking over control and turning to have a conversation with the player who's next to us and giving, even if they don't trigger off a quest or something, suddenly this character suddenly feels more alive because it's not the same speech that he has every time he comes in or same array of speeches. He's suddenly got an actual living conversation that can take place. Now, if the player then goes to that NPC later and says, "Hey, it's good to see you again," and the guy's like, "What?" Because there's nobody behind it anymore, It
would be really cool, though. What if, a guy walks in with a gold shirt, Looks just like Mark because he did a full body scan. And it's actually Mark walking in the bar, sits down and like chit-chats with you as his character, but he looks exactly like who he is.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Even to get our own faces in the game. Like, I don't know if you guys seen how 2K, was it 15 or 16? I don't know. Probably 15. How they scan the players' faces with the Kinect and put it in the game on a smaller scale. And a lot of the people look like those characters, like their character themselves. I think that'd be kind of cool too.
They were talking at one point that Infinite Realities, they were going to make a special mobile booth to take with the pet to the PAXs and things.
Yeah.
And set them up. I just do not want them scanning my body.
Domo body.
No, I don't. No.
What if we want a Domo character?
Well, I want them. Well, Domo, if you go to one of those things, at least bring Otis and let them scan him
No.
in with all the wrinkles.
Yeah, you imagine Otis being at PAX, Clifford. Think that through.
It would sound like...
You never know. He might do you a favor and start pulling on all them girls' cosplay costumes and ripping them off.
No.
Ooh.
We've got, 10 minutes left?
Yeah.
And we've got about 8 questions. Should we rapid fire these?
Yeah, let's do rapid fire.
All right. From Wash Doge.
All right, hold on.
Hold
on. Hold on. People want to see Otis. He's just outside and he's in his winter clothing. Let's see.
To answer Neil's question real quick, no, I don't have a peacock as a pet, but I used to live on a ranch house near here where we have wild peacocks wandering around, so there were a lot of dropped feathers. From Wash Doge, I'm worried that they said the planet-side locations would be kind of in the same size that Terra originally was before CR made it bigger, and they talked about how it was previously was limited to just the towers. So do you think in the other cities we will be confined to just one street or square?
I hope not. I hope it's got you can go, you can explore. Yeah,
I think it'll be grander.
I agree. From Pappy Boyington to the panel, VAT pro or against?
Well,
doesn't really impact us that much.
It doesn't. Everybody here, we are not affected by VAT. But for those who are wondering what the hell VAT is, over in the EU, I believe, the entire EU or just the UK,
I think it's the EU.
OEU. Basically,
Yeah.
they're going to be getting hit for all digital item purchases from now on. So if you buy a Star Citizen ship, you get a value-added tax, that's what the VAT stands for. And basically they're saying, this ship has made your life just that much better, and we need to tax you for it.
Welcome to Texas.
That's bullshit.
It is.
I was just talking to my org about that because I got a lot of guys, a lot of my friends that live in Europe, and I just feel bad for them. That's messed up that they got to pay taxes on.
I've been doing that. Items. I've been doing that since the get-go. Texas taxes, they tax everything.
Well, I live in New York, guys, and New York is like the worst taxes in the country for that kind of stuff.
Are we going to start comparing the size of our taxes?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
tax costs.
Okay.
From Super Stringman, can we get Trendane to do more sound effects? Maybe. From Nick Vladin, did anyone manage to see this in Arena Commander? I hit an asteroid with an Avenger, and the asteroid started spinning so fast instead of my ship.
No,
I had not seen that, but that would be good.
That sounds cool.
That physics are screwed up there. Because if that's the case, both should start spinning, You can't, just physics, you couldn't cause something to spin without having some sort of reverse, law of
Conservation of motion.
Conservation of motion, yes.
Sure, I'll go with that. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
From Citizen Kalis, we already addressed that, never mind. From also Nick Vladin, Nick, what is the point of buying 2+ ships if they don't have LTI? You will have to buy insurance for them even if you don't use them. Or, yeah, I guess, maybe. Even if you don't use them.
Chuck Norris could do that with his beard. Yes, true. Moving asteroids without.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think you'd have to buy.
Insurance.
You don't have to buy insurance from it. They're just sitting in a hangar. You don't.
Yeah.
It would
nothing's happening
behoove
to
you to buy it before you go out.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, yeah. So
From Celinda Telemar, does anyone wonder what a Teberan looks like? And actually, there are images of them. They sort of look like the characters, the aliens from Independence Day.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Big head thing. They kind of look like that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are there any pictures of them out there? We can show one.
Yeah, there are.
Talamar?
No. Tavaran.
Oh,
or Teberan.
I used to call him Taverin. I don't know.
Taveran. Oh, here's some. Okay. No, I think I've seen these before.
After we beat them, we folded them into some of our social
Spaghetti sauce?
thingies, kind of. From Boil Down, what do you think of the Schwag items that have no influence on actual gameplay that you can't get in the verse? You can only buy them with RL money.
what do you think of this fact? I like them.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, guys, the whole pay-to-win thing has to go kind of... I'm so tired of it. Because
Yeah,
it's
you can
not...
either buy it if you want it or not.
Not
Well,
everybody in the world is equal. Like, there is nothing that says that you have to be... Just because somebody can afford something, that you have to be able to afford it too.
I don't think that's his point.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
think the point of the question is you can't buy it with in-game currency. You can't go and play Star Citizen for
Yeah, but that's
6
the
years
whole
and
pay-to-win argument. That's the anti-argument for pay-to-win. That's to say, this ship that I
Yes.
did buy for $100, you can earn it by working for it. So this is sort of like a jab in that direction, I think.
kind of, but the other way around, because it's like, what if you can't afford the real life money to be able to get a flask or whatever? Why can't you use in-game currency to trade in on a real world object or something? I don't know.
Well, I kind of like what, even though PlanetSide 2 is a pay-to-win game, but I like how they had, what's that gun? It's like a revolver-type pistol, and you could earn it in-game, but they have a gold one that you can only buy with cash, like real money. So I think that'd be a cool way to probably do it. Like, maybe you could buy like a flask or whatever in Star Citizen that's like a regular, like, black color, or maybe like a diamond and gold one may cost real-life money. I think that type of route would be kind of cool with me. Give a chance
I think so.
for
Yeah,
everyone to have it.
everyone. Yes, but then that brings in the whole point: is some guy walks by who doesn't have any money, and he sees you with that gold flask or the diamond flask, and he feels bad. But
You can still get a flask, though. I mean, it's better than not getting anything. Like some items, if they weren't in the store,
Yeah.
and you can only buy them with real money, at least that way he could still get a flask. It just wouldn't be gold.
every single week we come up, we talk about pay to win because it's just one of those things that's such a hot button topic for this game.
Yeah, I mean, life is pay to win. So
It's true.
That's the way it goes.
Are you flipping
man.
me off in British?
No,
But
there's 2 questions left.
well, let's do it because we got like 2 minutes. So let's
Do it.
Exactly.
go.
From Neil90 UK, would you prefer your Starfarer in your hangar or on a big-ass landing pad outside your hangar or a dock in space?
Big ass landing pad outside the Starfarer. I would like it out because of the size of the ship. I'd like it outside on a landing pad.
On a landing
That'd be
pad
kind of cool.
with like a loading tube or something like that you could walk through to get to that.
Yep.
All right.
Gio?
Do you have one?
As long as my landing pad can't get attacked by other players when I'm gone, I would like to have it on a landing pad. On a dock.
From Hellcat Lit, in Chris's BAFTA presentation, he mentioned offhand that Earth will be sacked by the Vandul down the road. When do you think this will happen? I think it will happen down the road.
Down the road. Head on down the road.
But it will bring in some epic gameplay.
It will.
And then everything goes to Terra.
That's right, baby. All right. Real quick, I'm going to do the final giveaway here. Stop.
In the name of love?
Stop. The winner is Citizen Kalis. Citizen Kalis, claim it. You have 1 minute to claim it. While we're waiting for him to claim it, let's go around the room. Mr. Clifford, a.k.a. Miku, tell us about yourself. Where can people find you? All that good shit.
You can find me on Twitter at Clifford_Miku. You can find me on Twitch, Clifford_AKA_Miku. And you can find me on YouTube, Clifford_Miku.
What have you been up to lately?
Me? I've been up to lately working my ass off and going to college. But I don't know. I've been playing a lot of the Stranded Deep on my downtime because I just like,
It's nice. It's nice to be out in the nice, warm, sunny thing when I'm like got 2 feet of snow outside. It's
It's been some game I can go to and play a little bit and then put it down and go do something and come back to it and play a little bit. I kind of like that little building aspect in it too. It's really neat.
Yeah. All right, Trendane?
Everywhere.
All right.
Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, although it's trend.sparks on Facebook.
And I'll link his guide still.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah, and then that
Galactic Guides.
Yeah.
Galactic Guide. We need to make a short command for that.
It's like 3.5 hours worth of that crap now.
You do up to 3 hours on it?
I put it up on SoundCloud so that people can listen to it if they want to.
All right.
It's 3.5 hours.
Probably should do it. Yeah, we should get the SoundCloud link because I don't
There you go,
recommend
guys.
anybody ever use the Robert Space Industries forums. Oh, burn, baby. All right, Mr. Gio, tell us about yourself. Where can people find you? What's going on?
You guys can find me basically everywhere. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at GioGetMoney, and then YouTube is GioGetMoney, and my Twitch is also GioGetMoney. But I'm got to do some work on my Twitch before I get it up and running. But I do want to start doing my Twitch.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for coming. If you guys won something, make sure you send me a message. I know I got them all written down for people who won, but if you did win something, send it over to me with your Robert Space Industries information. And tomorrow, for me, tomorrow is my anniversary, my stream-iversary. 365 days without a single break, baby. And I'm starting to stream sometime tomorrow morning, and I'll be going into Sunday morning, and I'm going to sleep till the Super Bowl.
That is awesome.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. All right, guys. So thanks a lot for coming. I will see you all tomorrow and see you all next week. Remember, it's nice to be important, but more important to be nice. Pause. We gotta go raid somebody.
And the base.
Yeah, we're not doing. There's no base tonight. They're
no.
like, they're just like, screw you guys. I'm out of here. Let me. I'm just gonna real quick see who's streaming Star Citizen. We'll hit a Star Citizen streamer.
But just don't forget about the base. They're out there.
The base are awesome. I love the base, but they're not doing anything tonight.
They're not doing a Friday night show tonight, so.
Yeah, let's see. We can go. I think what WTFosaurus is just doing a replay.
No, I thought he was supposed to be streaming.
Is he streaming?
Can you see him in the corner?
He's in the corner.
Then he's live.
Really? Is that the way he does it? I don't know how he does that then, because if I do replays, I just do the replay. All right.
Let's see here. Yes, he is there.
He's live. Okay, all right, guys. We're gonna go hit WTFosaurus. Here we go. Go say StarCast raid over on WTF's channel. StarCast raid, and I'm gonna host him right after this. All right, see you guys. Have a good one. Thanks a lot for coming tonight, Gio.
No problem. See you in the verse.
All right, see ya.